Oh, good morning. There was yet another Obamacare delay on Thursday night, but if you were tuning into the mainstream media, chances are you would have missed it because they didn't run it. NBC, CBS, ABC, they chose to ignore the delay. The question is why? Wasn't it news? Here to tell us is Katherine Timpf. She's from campusreform.org. Katherine, this doesn't qualify. If you go to any of those channels and look at the soft features on there about arthritis or whatever they were doing that day, they ignored Obamacare?
Well, actually, this isn't new. A lot of the problems that conservatives have been trying to bring up with Obamacare since 2009, such as, for example, even if you like your plan, you might not be able to keep it, are going ignored. We're brushed aside saying, oh, you know, conservatives just want to push old people off of cliffs, or they want old people to get sick and die. They don't care. So a lot of these things are getting ignored. There's been delay after delay. There's been all these problems. And it's because I think they're not vetting the law and the mainstream media isn't covering it that a lot of these problems are happening because it's not really being vetted or tested.
Well, it would have been probably helpful for the Obama people, certainly helpful for the average person to, over the last 3 years, have had media organizations looking into the basic promises. For example, as you just pointed out, are you going to be able to keep your health insurance? Anybody who took some time to look into this would have discovered probably not.
Right. Well, the good news is that because these problems conservatives have been trying to warn about are starting to happen, those sources that are ignoring them, people are trusting those sources less and turning to alternative sources and blogs like Campus Reform. It's because they are not trusting the mainstream media narrative. We have students coming to us all the time saying, I didn't know Obamacare was going to cause me to lose my student health insurance. I didn't know Obamacare was going to be so expensive. I can't afford it. So that's the good news, is that people are starting to look elsewhere because they don't really trust those sources anymore.
Well, they've undermined their own business model.
Exactly.
I mean, 10 years ago, the Washington Post was the dominant news source in Washington, D.C. Now it's obviously a dying newspaper. It won't be here in 10 years in its current form, obviously.
Right.
And part of that is because the coverage is crummy.
Exactly. Obama can get away with whatever he wants, and they'll brush over it. The whole, if you like your plan, you can keep it, that's unbelievable. The fact that they're saying, oh, it was a misstatement, he misspoke that many times, that's crazy. And these problems are going to continue if he's not being vetted, and his statements, he's just allowed to say whatever he wants. It's only going to get worse and worse, and more people are going to start turning to alternative news sources for their news.
Yeah, they think they're helping the president. They obviously they want to help the president, but actually it doesn't help to have a lapdog press because it makes you flabbier.
Exactly.
I've seen that. Katherine, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Well, coming up, David Beckham revealing his softer side.